Hey, this is Dave King from Brightside and the Solar Panel. I want to give a special shout out to your Aussie Facebook group for Suns fans and for your pod Big Three of Gav, Hamo, and Cable, as well as my good friend Nate, who contributes on the podcast a lot. Good job. Keep up all the hard work, and we'll see you on the Solar Panel when you guys watch again.
Welcome, everybody, to the Phoenix Suns Aussie Fans Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. We are back again. My name's Gavin. We're here with, of course, all of our favourite potters today. We've got Boyd, Hamo, and Nate. Boyd, how you going, mate? You missed last week. Copped a fair spray off everyone because out doing gymnastics or some shit. But welcome back, mate.
Yeah, getting much better at the tumbles, mate. But yeah, that and a doctor's appointment on Monday night. But back and keen to talk Suns, boys.
Very good. And Hamo, welcome back again, my brother. Love the background. And we've all gone old school Suns jerseys, except for Boyd, because he's. I'm surprised he's not wearing his Celtic shirt, but at least he's here. Hamo, how you going?
I'm doing good, mate. Thanks for asking. Glad to be back.
And, of course, our number one main man, the man that does all the real work and I get to pass off for my own work. Nate, how you going?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Very good.
Put in the chat a little less rosy than last week. Thanks to Erin and the group for pointing that out. That was lovely of you.
Actually, she did too. She absolutely picked our piss you in.
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah, this is an Aussie Suns fun podcast. If we're not having a few beers, we're doing it wrong. We'll just hook straight into it. We're going to go into the weekly wrap. We only had 2 games last week. I did listen to our pod again today from last week. Jeepers, we've got some things to touch on here. So our first game was against Sacramento. Our points leader was Book with 31. Rebounds, DA with 21. Assists, Book and CP3 with 8 each. Steals, CP3 and Crowder with 2 each. And blocks, Bridges with 2. Normally, if you throw those sort of numbers out, the Phoenix Suns have played a pretty damn good game. Against Cleveland, we had Book with 27, DA with 12 rebounds, CP3 with 10 assists, CP3 with 4 steals, and Crowder, Cam Johnson, and Sticks with 1 block each. It was the performance against the Kings, another flat performance. Our third quarters have been freaking horrific this year, and the Kings were no different. Some significant issues were popping out there. The start of the Cavs game and probably halfway through the second quarter didn't look much better, but I think Monty probably put away some of the trial plays or the stuff he was working on during the second quarter, and we settled into our normal routine structures, which obviously we saw a significant bounce back in performance, particularly between the second and thirds. The biggest concern from the Cavs game, I guess, was the last quarter we flattened out and we basically played against the Cavs bench in the last quarter. But I think that Monty went back into some of those trial plays just to see how everything went. Boyd, you've been away for a week. What's your feedback on the 2 games this week?
Yeah, so the Kings was an absolute atrocity, and you can point out the third quarter all you want, but I really don't think I think that any other team would have put it on us on them other in them other 3 quarters as well if they weren't the Kings. You know what I mean? So I think the shot's still not falling. It's just some guys are trying to still getting their feet under them, I guess. But it doesn't look. It didn't look anything like it did last season, even at last playoffs. But look, that was just I was in a real bad spot after that game. But I suppose with that being said, I'm not concerned. There's no panic stations or anything. It's just I know that there's so much more improvement there to get back to where we were. So it's given me something to look forward to. Just seeing each guy progress and get to what they were last season. So so look, I was really down after that first game versus the Kings, and I started getting a little bit of a glimmer of a hope against the Cavs. But look, again, shots still aren't falling. Like when they start falling, we're going to be killing teams. But that 52-12 run, I think it was, that we did. I think it was after the second quarter. That 52-12 run, that's us right there in that little patch. That's the Phoenix Suns that we know and we love to watch. So I was really pumped up until that fourth quarter. Just that I think it was probably the last 6 minutes of the game. They kept all their second unit on, and we kept most of our starting squad, and we just fucking weren't in it. So I feel like we got to where we needed to be in that 52-12 run, and then we just fucking let it go, and we just we fell back into the King style of play in that last part of the fourth quarter, which was really, really concerning. But we got the W, and that's all that matters, I guess.
And we absolutely needed the W. After the previous couple of games, that was a big win for us. We just needed to tick the box, I reckon. Hamo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the Sacramento game, obviously, disappointing. They had some pretty, good players going around on that particular night as well. We spoke about Harrison Barnes. Nate, you said he's not.
How good was his game winner, though, Harrison Barnes?
Look, I just think we were outclassed, especially on the rotations, especially in that last play. But some of our guys had a great night as well. We can't deny that. But moving on to Cleveland, it was a tough game. I don't think we should have lost the lead that we had. There was no reason that we did. It was just lazy. I don't know what happened. Just fell apart. But we scraped through to get the win, which was good. But yeah, onward and upward.
Nate, thoughts?
That heartbreaker from Harrison Barnes, mate. That wasn't. I've got this. I'm the clutch man. That was shit.
No, he piffed it.
Everything else has gone down this week, and he
piffed it.
I can't believe they picked him to take that shot, and just. I mean, I know I said in all inspiration I wanted 2 W's this week, and the Sac one was I just see it. The Cleveland one I think is the hand me because of their schedule, but geez, to lose to Harrison Barnes. I went and had a look at the Sacs. I don't know if you've noticed their lineup. They're only running 8 and 9 lineups. So every week they're going out, same starting 5 and a really condensed bench. And they only really wavered that once with Tristan Thompson getting 4 minutes in one particular game. But they're running out with 8 or 9 every time. I don't know. Maybe they're going to surprise us. Maybe they're a playing team this year. No proper. I don't know. But not if they're relying on Harrison Barnes to have an All-Star year. But
I think
as the Cleveland game, I did
huge.
pick them both in the 1 to 10, and I said, look, I just haven't seen enough to trust them just yet. In all intents and purposes, they should have won that Sac game, or at least pushed the overtime, and then it should have swung the pendulum one way or the other firmly. The Cleveland game, I'm with Hamo. That was just disheartening to see a lead like that when I was so happy to be wrong about the margin I picked, and I was ready for you guys to give me flack and Boyd to tell me I've got no soul. And I was ready, and then that happened. And when it ticked down to 9, I mean, I didn't even put my bets on at 1 to 10. I thought it, and I'm like, I don't want to bet on that. So I chucked 11 plus in my own multi. And what do you know? Everything come up but that margin.
Damn it. Disappointing. But like I said, I think the side, I think Monty really focused on some of the stuff he wanted to run outside of what we've done normally. And once we had control of that game, the style of play in that last quarter was completely different to what it was in the second and third. So I think that we took a backward step and tried to run some of that stuff that Monty probably wants to put into the team. And if you look at the previous couple of games, Sacramento in particular, I think he runs a lot of the same stuff. So I'll be interested to see what happens over the next couple of weeks with the way we run our plays and how we structure up. But look, no doubt disappointing. But
so what do you guys? So just on that Cleveland game, what did you guys think of the Jalen Smith sighting?
He made one mistake, and I seen him make up for it straight away.
I think he played with a lot of energy. He still doesn't know where he is.
He's still great.
He's still all over the shop, but I think he's got some. He's showing some, like, similar to the preseason, some really, really good tools, which I think if we do keep him and we just throw him in from time to time and he works that other stuff out, I think he could be a good seventh or eighth man.
12th man.
Mate, I was listening to
the
PHNX Suns pod this afternoon, and they were talking about the Sticks appearance, and I was not sure, it was Saul and Espo that having the chat, and one of them said that it looked like they were showcasing him to push for the trade, and then I believe the response was, "Yeah, but if you're Pop and you saw that, why would you want him?"
He is still Marquise Chris with a far better attitude. That is all he is.
Holding out hope.
That's my opinion. Yeah, I don't see a long-term future for Sticks in Phoenix.
So, and Alfred Payton, boys, what's your take on him?
He's already gone past Cameron Payne.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Yeah, well, Cameron Payne can't walk at the moment, so fuck. But you know what I'm hating about Alfred. Well, we all know he can't shoot, and he's passing up open threes. He's done it a couple of times, but when he drives, it's a fucking black hole. He drives and he very seldomly converts at the rim, but he just doesn't have the same gravity that our other guys do, and he can't find the outside guy. I look at his numbers, his raw numbers, and they don't look fucking bad at all. And I'm really struggling.
I listened, and Nate mentioned the PHX podcast before. I watched the Solar Panel podcast with our top 5 usage players and the way too early
player
ratings. And Alfred Payton's like our 3rd highest usage fucking player at the moment.
Really? I haven't watched any pods. Well, that's a good losing record. That's probably fucking why. And yeah, let's get Cameron Payne back in there.
The one thing that really surprises me, and I think that it's great that they've got Alfred running, and I know Monty blew a lot of wind up his ass about his defensive efforts and blah, blah, blah. And again, going back to the solar panel, which I saw kind of before I listened to the pod, but we just have not run Landry Shamet as a ball-controlling option at all during the season. And I'm really surprised with that. I thought we'd run far more options with Landry Shamet.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it will happen.
Hopefully. I mean, his shooting's been hit and miss a bit lately, so it'd be nice to see him do something else.
More miss than hit. But
yeah.
I think you're right, Boyd. I think he's just Monty's probably waiting until he finds his stride because he's out of it at the moment.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know what it is, and I'm going to, over the next few weeks, I'm going to find out what it is. I might even do some research into the stats, but there's got to be something in it. It just seems like whenever he goes to the rim, he's either chucking up a chucking up a brick, and he's hit a couple of floaters and that, but I just feel like there's more.
He does like a floater.
We're lacking something with that. It's not as if, yeah. Anyways, to be continued. I'll look into that.
That sounds like a 60 seconds with Boyd right there.
No, it's not.
All right. Any other comments on last week? Personally, I think we leave that and move forward. But
just one more.
Yes.
There's no Sava story out yet.
No, I was thinking that.
Were they scared off or what?
No, stop. We're going to go back to the end of this and talk about that like we did last episode.
Oh, sure. Save it to the end again.
That will be in the final observations. All right, MVP of the week. Numbers-wise, I've got 3 from each game. If anyone else wants to throw anyone up outside of those, feel free. But versus Sacramento, we had Book, 31 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. DA, 21 points, 21 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. And Mikal Bridges, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 steals, 2 blocks. Against Cleveland, we had Book, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. CP3, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals. And DA, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 1 steal. 1 block, 3 steals.
In 3 quarters.
Who was your MVP of the week? You can break it down over the 2 games, but Boyd, who was your MVP of the week?
I get it down to Book and DA, but I'm giving it to the big man, DA.
I like it. Hamo, what do you got?
Exactly the same, man. He was very consistent across the whole week, and definitely, I think he stood out.
Excellent. Handy. Nate, what do you got?
Mate, last week I threw shade on DA for his performance versus Mobley, and I put a challenge out there and was like, I want to see something different, and he showed up, completely turned up. Great week, and purely out of eating humble pie, I've got to put him up for it. And on that head-to-head comparison, I was interested how that would go. And Mobley essentially shit the bed, and DA turned it on. And to Boyd's point, did it in 3 quarters.
I thought I was going to be the odd man out because I thought everyone would go for Book. But I absolutely agree. I think 21 points, 21 rebounds against Sacramento. Not only that, defensively he was really strong. And against Cleveland, only played, less than 3 quarters and was the most dominant player on the court. Despite Book 27 points, 9 assists, DA affected that game more than any other player. So I think it's unanimous. DeAndre Ayton is our MVP of the week. Let's move into the defensive player of the week versus Sacramento. Again, I'm only going to throw up the raw numbers. But against Sacramento, Crowder, 2 steals and a block. Ayton was really, really solid. I think he had 1 block, no steals. But from a points in the paint perspective, Sacramento really didn't hit the board on the inside. And every time they tried to, DeAndre Ayton got in the way. Against Cleveland, CP3 had 4 steals and his active hands probably created 3 or 4 steals for other players. DA had 3 steals and basically we spoke about it last week where Cleveland had got 17 centres, but they did not impact the game on the inside, which we thought might have been the risk. Jared Allen, Mobley, Kevin Love, when it came to inside ball, they all struggled. And DeAndre Ayton created a lot of change in shots for those games. So, defensive player of the week, Boyd, what do you got?
Yeah, I got DA again. For exactly what you just said, mate. I thought he'd be in a bit of trouble against Cleveland because of their stocks there, and mate, he just did good. And so did JaVale McGee. It's like we've got these two guys, and they'll come at us wave after wave, and they both held up really well. So, special mention for JaVale, and but yeah, I'll give it to DA for sure.
Lovely. How mate?
Look, you can't discount what CP3 did for us, like you said, 4 steals and whatnot. He had to turn it around from the last effort. But,
well, he had 4 steals and DA had 3, and I reckon 2 of those 3 were directly from Chris Paul knockouts in a
Yeah. I mean, that all being said, I've also got Ayton down. He's a double up this week. So, Nate, what do you got, mate?
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant again. Well, he won MVP last week.
No, he had Ja Morant for MVP, not for defensive player.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I was going to have an answer for MVP this week, so I thought that'd make a good one to repeat. But no, I was solid on DA. No, look, I'm going to refrain this week. I'm not going to name a defensive player because I didn't.
Again,
I didn't get impressed enough to.
You are getting. This is not good enough.
Well, mate, somebody show me a block. I mean, look at the. I want to know to look at
the raw stats. Raw stats are not everything in a game.
You got to include hustle and everything.
Mate,
I'll tell you right now. I watched carefully after your fucking cop out last week. Raw stats are not everything.
I don't mind. The players.
What about the eye test, mate? Just the eye test. Who do you think was sticking with their man?
I was impressed with Chris Paul.
Cool.
And a fair nomination. And to be honest, I tossed these 2 up because Chris Paul, his active hands were, in the Cleveland game in particular, phenomenal. But DeAndre Ayton, his ability to change shots in the actual paint and those guys that took it to the hole. And if we look at Cleveland, they're very, very strong with their big guys. But not only that, their guards penetrate so well. And DeAndre Ayton changed those shots. And to be honest, we spoke about him being our most valuable player for the week. Not only was he that, he was our best defensive player of the week. But I just wanted to spray Nate, to be honest, because I knew he'd fucking half-cock it again.
No, you'd see it though. Sacks land and they'd drive into the key, and then they do a U-turn. They didn't know what to do.
No, he was very, very, very strong. And our worst quarter of basketball was the last quarter. And what quarter did DeAndre Ayton sit out? All right, the week ahead, we had 2 games last week, which was a pain in the ass for all of us. This week we have 4 games. Now, I will make an apology right now to everybody and try and sort this out. My judgment of the actual days we played has been fucking way out of whack. So let's try and get this right now. I have 3 other people on this pod. Please fucking correct me if I'm wrong.
I got you, Gav.
I don't even know who we got this week.
Stop trying to make me look bad by not telling me what days we actually play.
Well, Gav, at least you didn't quote the Warriors game, which is actually on Boxing Day.
That's true. You were a whole month ahead. So, all right. Tuesday at 1 p.m., we are on ESPN against the New Orleans Pelicans.
In Sydney.
I believe it's Wednesday.
What?
I believe it's Wednesday.
No.
No, but they're behind us. They're not.
Sunday. Oh, fucking hell.
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Monday, there's Tuesday ours. Tuesday, there's Wednesday ours.
Well done.
Now you're on.
Yay!
I don't even fucking know anymore. All right, Wednesday, 1 p.m. against the New Orleans Pelicans. once again, the Phoenix Suns have an ESPN game. Fantastic. We can all watch it. 1 p.m. against the Pels. What's our thoughts? Keeping in mind, Zion is running like 3-metre sprints now, so he mustn't be far away. And he also looks like he ate meat.
Is Zion playing? Do we know if he's playing?
Look, to be honest, if you go on what we saw today with him running the key-to-key fucking shit, he looked like he was stuffed after 3 of them, so he shouldn't be playing.
I doubt it, man. Burger King's on their lunch menu by 1 o'clock. He'll be down the road.
He honestly, after looking at the video today, must have shares in Carl's Jr.
Mm-hmm. No, this is going to be. Then I hope that last part of the fourth quarter against the Cavs, it doesn't continue. But I think that this is our coming out party against New Orleans to start this week's games, and I think especially if Zion's not playing, and I just think this is going to be a blowout Suns victory. We're going to see more of that.
No Ingram as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look, I haven't looked at it at all. But if they haven't got Ingram either, it's going to be a blowout, man. Like get on the overs for sure on everyone.
All right, Hamo, what do you got against the Pels?
Very much the same, man. It's a sort of another statement game we've got to make. We can't, start to make a trend of win, lose, win, lose. I'd like to see us win at least 2, hopefully 3 of the next couple of games. But I think
Jesus Christ, if we don't win 3 at a minimum.
It's going to be a very good game, and I think it's going to be a good warm-up for the games to come.
Nate?
Bust out the eggplant and splash emojis.
Oh,
yep, that's a tribute to Ash Shaw there. Eggplant, splash emojis. Honestly, if we don't beat this mob, I'm just going to pack it up. There's no more pods from my perspective. Jesus Christ.
But DA is still day-to-day as well, so we've got to keep that in mind.
DA might not play, but Devin Booker found his shot. Chris Paul found his shot. Even without Aiden, and even without Aiden, and even with Sticks playing in the second unit, we should win this game.
Pels the bottom of the West.
Marquise Chris with a better attitude. Our next game is, so I read the top, Thursday at 1 p.m. against Houston.
Friday, 1 p.m. against Houston.
Jesus Christ. Now you're out of the bottom. Which one are we?
You look at the bottom.
It's Friday, man.
It's Friday.
You got to set your time zone in the NBA app, and it tells you your local time then.
I did. Friday, 1 p.m. against Houston.
And while we're at it, Sunday is 1 p.m. against...
Shut up. We're not up to that. Friday, 1 p.m.
Right.
Friday, 1 p.m. against Houston. Not on ESPN. So, NBA app. Otherwise, you miss out. Boyd.
Another W. Another easy win. It won't be quite the blowout from New Orleans, but I believe... Look, my prediction is that Payton sits out the next game against New Orleans, and he's back for that game, and we take care of him. I think Christian Wood, last time that DA played against Christian Wood, he done some stuff to him, and I think
what stuff? No, we want clarification. What stuff?
No, I recall Christian Wood.
Christian Wood was Howard involved.
He was shitting himself and would not take it to Payton, and I think he threw up a bunch of threes, which that's not him. He doesn't need to do it.
That's what we want. So, if he's going to get out there shoot threes, that's what we want.
I'll be keeping a close eye on Kevin Porter Jr. though. He hasn't been extremely consistent this year, but
really he fucked me in my fantasy team.
he's in mine as well, but But yeah, no, I just keep, because he's the type of player, that guy, that comes out and has a fucking field day against the Suns. You know that game against Portland with Simons, Anthony Simons, and he fucking lit us up, made us all look stupid. I get them sort of vibes when I watch Kevin Porter Jr. play. So I'm keeping an eye on him, but I think we still get him, man.
Hey, mate.
Much the same again, man. We're having a good night for agreement. Yeah, I mean, Rockets are 1-5. They've really got nothing going at the moment. Haven't watched a lot of their ball, but doesn't look good. So yeah, I think this one will be a nice game. I like the idea about sitting DA and letting him come back for this one. I think that'll be good. But yeah, it's shouldn't be a problem.
No.
Yeah, I too have a W. I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. I like to see Christian Wood scared in the paint, and I don't think Theis coming in, or Theis, whatever you want to call it, is going to make a big enough difference.
We should have recruited him.
Yeah, look, they're almost as far down as the Pels. Our, what do we call, most improved for Kevin Porter Jr. in the first part of the season?
Yeah, no, we're fucked.
Yeah, he's not looking like it. And
No, he's terrible.
Haven't they got your Rookie of the Year?
Jalen Green, I had him.
Yeah, he's also fucked.
Also, yep, not going to happen.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But, you know, don't talk about your Celtics because they're off that cliff.
My rookie was Mr. Giddy, which is he's looking really good.
He's been solid. He's still not
money on that.
rookie.
I got money on that, and I got money on Lonzo for most improved.
He's not. Josh Giddey's still not the rookie of the year, but yeah, he's looking good. Honestly, if we don't beat Houston again, I will pack it up and start following Southeast Phoenix, so I can at least still have a team called the Phoenix that might win a game.
That's a good idea. If you're a bitch.
The Houston Rockets, I watched the game against... Who watched the game against the Lakers today?
No, I've got a job.
It was possibly the worst game of basketball I've watched in 3 years. It was fucking horrific. And the Lakers were so excited that they won the game. It was horrible. There was so many turnovers, so many air balls.
Didn't Kevin Porter get like 5 or 6 of them?
Kevin Porter was horrible. So, I do agree with you, though, Boyd. This is the type of game where Kevin Porter will come out and hit 6 from 7 and make us look like fucking idiots. But reality is we cannot lose to Houston. Moving on, Sunday, 1 p.m. Did I get that right? Yep. Sunday, 1 p.m., we play Atlanta. Now, the Hawks are a decent fucking team. The worst thing is that Trae Young seems to not hit a 3 for 8 weeks until he plays against us and then hits fucking logo 3s.
Yeah, he turns into Reggie Miller.
Boyd, what's your thoughts against Hawks?
I hate Atlanta. No, I don't think they're that good. And I still hate that fucking John Collins that you wanted to trade the fucking DA for last season.
I didn't want to trade DA for him.
Yeah, you wanted to trade someone, and I'm sticking. It's
we
DA.
should sign him.
I'll go back and I'll find it. But yeah, you wanted to trade for him as well.
I wanted to trade.
Still annoys me.
Yeah, well, I did, and I wanted to trade Saric and Sticks for him. But honestly, it's I want to trade. After the first couple of games, I wanted to trade DA for like a bin that was out. But
Vucevic. No, I'm nowhere near as high on Atlanta as you, Gav, and I think we I do agree they've got a really well-rounded squad this season. I think and that deep run into the playoffs, the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, I should say, done good things for their team and their bonding. I think they're going to be I think they're going to be decent opponents, but yeah, I think we pump them. And I feel like I'm going to keep saying that for all 82 games this season, that we're just going to pump them. We're just going to keep getting into them. It's just going to get really old. But yeah, we're going to pump them.
my friend.
Be nice for 3 in a row. Anyway, Hamo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, look, they are a team that's caused us trouble in the past, unsuspectingly. You know, they come in sort of out of nowhere and give us a little bit of a touch-up. We got, a day's rest in between the 2 last games, and I think we'll be okay. It'll be the toughest one of the 3. I just hope we're not too buggered by the end of it, but we should be okay.
Hey,
No, I've got it down as an L.
you what?
I'm waiting for it. No, look, I just looked at out of the 3 games on current form, I don't think we win all 3. And like you said, Gav, I can't see us losing the first 2. So, Boyd, say what you want, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I can't wait for this game. You said it's on Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday, 1
I
p.m.
don't even know anymore. I just
Sunday, 1 p.m.
All the Suns games have been on Sunday.
So when this game is on, you best have the chat available, Nate, because it's fucking coming at you. It's coming at you, left, right, and centre. And I expect Hamo and Gav to back me on this too. That's
Mate, like I said, the last 2 games, I'm more than happy to take it.
So
more than happy to be wrong.
If you why do you rate Atlanta so high?
Hold on, I'm kind of with Nate. I had Atlanta finishing top 4 in the East.
You
right.
fucks.
It's all right. That's why this is fun.
I know.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. You had the Celtics finishing like top 2 in the East, and they're fucking terrible. So,
guys, I honestly couldn't give a hoot about what happens in the East, and I was just fucking throwing blindfolded, throwing darts at the board. So, but I was right about Al Horford, and I'll keep on fucking saying it. Al Horford. He used to saying he was a dinosaur and gone and all that sort of stuff. He's killing it, man. He's that glue guy. They need more of him.
We should kill it because the Celtics are fucking terrible.
He needs to play 68 minutes a game. That's all they need, and then they're good.
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
Honestly, I think the Hawks. I think the Hawks are a damn good young side. I think the way they put their squad together is really well balanced, but we still follow them.
Thank you.
I was going to say, I did say at the start that we've got 4 games this week, but clearly I don't know how the fucking shit works out, which means that we don't play Sacramento till Tuesday, so we're not going to talk about it.
Good call, Gav.
Yeah. All right. I'm not quite ready for my 60 seconds with yet, so we're going to talk about the multi. How did we go this week, Emma?
All things considering, we didn't actually do too bad. I mean, we didn't win, but we started off with a balance of, what did we have, 63.80 in the kitty. We went for Suns with, I chose to go the 11 plus. Thanks, Nate.
Actually, honestly, Nate said 1 to 10. I was the one who.
Oh, was it you? Oh, thanks, Gav. That's all right though. We went for Booker to have 25 plus points. He got 27. CP3 for 10 plus assists. He got 10. Payton for 8 plus rebounds. He went 12. And we had Bridges for 2 3-pointers. He went 0 of 2 from the 3-point line. So not that good.
So I can't be blamed.
No, it wasn't entirely your fault. No, just mostly. So we had $10 on that, and we managed to pull in with odds boost to 8.74. So it would have been a nice $87 for us, but nada. We are now sitting at a balance of 53.80. Wondering what we're going to do for this week. Which game we're looking at?
What do we think, boys?
Well, pick a game you can get some money on.
Yeah.
Nola, Houston.
Hey, Atlanta.
I'm thinking you'll probably get the best competition out of Atlanta.
That's the odds.
All right,
What's our,
we'll look at the Hawks game.
what are we going? 1 to 10?
I think 1 to 10's a safer bet, but I'm not
All right.
always right.
Advice-wise, fuck off Mikal Bridges 2 threes.
All right. What are we doing different?
I would throw someone in for steals.
CP then.
CP?
Yeah.
We're going to
2
double down on
plus.
CP?
CP 2+ threes.
Done.
Sorry, steals.
Still, I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Yep,
Do
done.
you reckon
Easy.
Shamit's going to show up by then? Because the Hawks are full of shooters.
Or maybe
Lean on some shooters. Do you reckon Shamit's going to show up?
2-3 Shamit.
Take
Is
out
Shamit-
the CP3 steals?
No,
Leave it.
Leave that.
Is Shamit even coming up in the markets?
I haven't been looking for him, so I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't reckon I've
But
seen
I'm
him.
sure with Ladbrokes they certainly do. They're a great company.
That would be an odds boost, wouldn't it?
But yeah, so hopefully this week we can get a decent run at the multi. I mean, we only started with $10 anyway, so we're doing pretty good. We're still up
Yeah.
fivefold.
Nice.
But yeah, go the Hawks game, and I'll post the multi on the page like usual the day of the game.
Love
so
it.
let us know what you think.
Love it. All right. Nate, you got your clock.
I'm just like, you
All
ready?
right.
Are you
It's
ready?
my time.
David?
It's my time.
It's your time.
It's your time.
All right.
Normally I count it in. Nate, count me in.
All right. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Gav.
Phoenix Suns media, Twitter, podcasts, and fans. DeAndre Ayton did not sign an extension. He cannot sign one now. He can't. It's done. He cannot do it until the end of this season. It's time to move on. The guy is a professional. He will go out and he will play the game. That's what he'll do. Let it go. It's not affecting our performance. He has been just as effective as he has last year.
15 seconds.
He is a fucking animal. And we saw that in his last start. We will see that for the remainder of the year. DeAndre Ayton will play the game the way he should play. And I'm out of time. Shut the fuck up and leave DeAndre Ayton alone. All right.
Testify.
All right.
Boyd, rebuttal.
None. Just everyone move on. You're right, mate. He hasn't. I mean, apart from not getting the ball, and look, you guys listen to all the pods after that game where he had the big first half and then he fell off in the second half. They adjusted really well for him, and they were running extra bodies at him. So look, he's not. That's not inconsistency. He's consistently putting out, and look, move on.
Hey, mate.
100% with you, man. I mean, he's not doing the Simmons route and taking his ball and going home, being crying about it. He's stepping up and he's showing us. I mean, he had 21 and 21 in the first game, and then in 3 quarters, what did we say? 17, 12, 1 and 3. It's ridiculous, man. He's going to get his money. Leave the man alone. Let him play ball.
Nate.
Mate, after the serve we gave him last week, to come straight out after that and go 21-21 and basically flip the bird to the world, I can't agree more.
Yeah.
Rebuttal against Hemo. The Simmons thing is nothing like the DA thing. They were fucking him around and tried to trade him a million times.
Rebuttal on the rebuttal.
Rebuttal. Shut
Rebuttal
up
on the
about
rebuttal.
Simmons.
This is for another YouTube channel, man. Honestly, we'll argue it out on there.
And it's a completely different thing. So
No, you are right. I just like slamming Simmons every chance I get, like Dwight Howard used to.
I take offence to any Ben Simmons slander.
Honestly, I'd still
I respect that. I won't stop it. I respect
I'd
that.
still take Ben Simmons at the Phoenix Suns in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, we could always use new equipment manager. Jay ever retires.
That's exactly right. No, look.
All jokes
Others are
aside,
done.
it's just fun.
My 60 seconds is up. I can't do it. All right. Suns trivia. Last week's answer, we did get a response finally on Suns trivia from Josh. Mind you, his first answer was wrong. It was right.
But he
That's
tried.
all I imagine good on him.
He had a crack. The first inductee into the Hall of Fame that was a Suns player was Connie Hawkins in 1992.
Yeah, I knew that.
Nice.
Our question this week, what year did the Phoenix Suns first reach the NBA Finals? What year did the Phoenix Suns first reach the NBA Finals?
It was in the 70s.
We're not supposed
You
to.
shall wait. Boyd, what's wrong with you?
There could
I'm
be people
right.
in our group born in
Was
1990.
it-
Don't know any better.
Please comment.
Cinderella Suns.
Please comment in the chat in Facebook on the Facebook post that we put this up. Please comment. Let us know what year the Phoenix Suns first made the NBA Finals. For extra points, who was the player that we added that year that took us to that NBA Finals?
That'll stump him, Gav.
We're going to wrap up.
Wrap up.
We're going to talk about any other observations for this week. I will say that before you guys get invested, my observation, which we'll add at the end, is about the Saba piece. So any other observations from this week? I'm going to go back around from my view the other way. Nate, any other observations this week?
No, I've got nothing down. I'm just, I'm genuinely looking forward to that Rockets game.
Very nice, mate.
Nothing in particular, mate. Yeah, very much looking forward to having 3 games and at least one of them get to sit down, relax and watch, so it'd be nice.
Should have been 4 if I could work out how the fucking app worked. Boyd?
Yeah, guys, I'm thinking, and I touched on it a little bit earlier. I've got a lot of excitement because I know there's that much more for us to improve, and I'm seeing glimpses of it. So my take from the week, instead of crawling into a fucking ball and crying and carrying on, is I took that from it, is that we saw some glimpses and we've still got so much more improvement, and I think we all know it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that all put together in one game, which I hope comes up this week against Atlanta. Really, just so I can feed Nate. but yeah, that's my take from the week.
I can understand that, Boyd, because the Celtics won 2 games this week. I think, come on, man.
You're beating a dead horse now. This is the week for that joke.
All right. Into the last bit and the final observation. Where the fuck is this supposed magnificent story that's going to destroy Robert Saba?
Nowhere to be seen.
Where is it?
They got the fear, and mate, that statement that we put out there. I think it was Justin from Fanning the Flames. So says Jay. I think he pointed out some legal terminology that was in our response, where it took snippets out of what a defamatory slander is, and they've actually worded that into their response to this story, to the people who are putting this story out there. And I think they've read in between the lines and they've thought to themselves, well, yeah, maybe we're going to get sued if we come at them with this. So either they're chopping it up and they're taking out a lot of the hoopla, the hoopla, the crap in there, and it's just going to be a real toned down version of a bloody report. But yeah, I think it's lost its legs a little bit. I really fucking hope it has anyway, because we don't need this shit, boys. We really don't. And God bless in Sava we trust.
I don't know about in Sava we trust, but Nate, we spoke about it last week. It was supposed to come out the following day or two, where, a week later, and we've still seen nothing, and it absolutely has lost its legs. What's your thoughts?
Well, my first comment was I still agree with Booker's statement. Something has to come out before I can comment on it. And like I said, it hasn't. Now, I haven't read Justin's comments, but just thinking over what Boyd just said there, I honestly think he's probably right. Every company has its own legal team. They do make statements to make a point. So I don't doubt for a second there was probably a letter from a solicitor sent along with a lot more language than what we saw in the tweet.
Yeah, no, fair point. And, well, if it hasn't come out by now, after it was supposed to come out a week ago, there is a clear review of the article taking place right now. So I know
you can't discount the NBA getting involved as well.
Well, everybody wants to know what's happening, but reality is that
it's probably that fucking, that chilling in my back the guy. Amin, that guy. He's been on with he's an excellent
Hassan.
I mean, the guy who used to work for the Suns. Yeah. He's been on with Dave King a couple of times, and he's just got a fucking hard on for getting into the Suns whenever whenever things aren't going great. So it would not be surprised me if it's some twit like that who's just fucking heard something at a fucking party or whatever. He's just fucking.
We spoke about it last week. The main people who have been quoted are people who have been sacked.
Yeah, and he's one of them, and he's probably one of the most public ones. And yes, and he's a cockhead. So
correct me if I'm wrong. He is employed by ESPN now, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think he is. Yeah.
And they're the ones reportedly putting out the story.
Yep, and he's probably been working on it for years, and he's got all the Chinese whispers all grouped up, and he's ready to spill it. And then he's copped a little bit of legal jargon from our boy Sava, and he's gone back into his hidey hole.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way at the moment with nothing running forward. It certainly looks like there's gaps in the story that they need to tighten up before they release. But everybody wants to hear it. We'll throw it out there. We'll see what happens. But outside of that, 3 games this week. I thought it was 4. 3. Boys, thank you very much for joining us, Nate. Well done.
Thank you.
Hamo.
Always a pleasure. Just everyone, like usual, check out the Facebook page if you don't know, Aussie Suns fans. Obviously YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. You can find us on any of those. We got the really successful group chat, which was really active this weekend during the games, which was good to see. Seeing Gav in there and myself, and I think Boyd and Nate even popped in too. But yeah, like usual, like, share, subscribe, and gamble responsibly.
Boyd, any last comments?
Yeah, last comment is can I stop being brought into this fucking East thing with the Boston Celtics? I couldn't give a fuck. I just like me some Al Horford. That's why I put him in there as a sentimental thing. I hate Jason Tatum. I hate him, and I hate Trae Young, and I hate the Celtics, and I hate fucking Atlanta. But don't pull me into being a Celtics lover, because I couldn't care fucking less. I just like me some Al Horford. Old Al.
We'll never mention it again.
Thank you.
We had some fun last week because you weren't there.
I know. Sorry.
As of right now, we'll never mention it again about your.
Played it 3 times.
It's over. We'll never ever mention your love for the Celtics again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, like, subscribe, share, follow. We need everybody listening to this. All we're looking for is to grow the amount of people that are listening to us. I will say we have had, I went through a lot of what we've got, and our followers from a perspective, we've got 72% of our followers are from Australia, 20% from the 5% from Germany, 2% from New Zealand. So let's just keep sharing, providing every piece of information we can. The reason we sit here on a Monday night is to make sure that we can get as many people as we can listening to our stupid Australian opinions. The best thing is that our Australian opinions are better than everyone else's. So we need your support to spread it out there for everyone. Thank you guys for joining us again. And next Monday, we'll do it all again. Thanks, boys.
Happy birthday to the show.
Cheers.
As Chris Paul gets in, another wide open 3.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long-range jumper.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Chris Paul bring a dinner with the dish. D-Book on the corner with the swish. We the Valley, hating with the dumb. Posterizing, now the crowd getting pumped. We the best, I ain't talking about Cali. Who's next? Never winning in the Valley. Can't wait for that championship rally. Send them home, send them back to Cali. Stand up if you're down for the Suns. Put a finger in the air, we number 1. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.